In this vlog, I'm just going to talk about some things going on with the channel, going on with me. We just got back from the BMX track today. Dawson raced this afternoon and took the win. He kind of had a rough day on the track. One moto, he clipped out of his pedal coming out of the starting gate, but he transferred to the main.
With a quick start, but Gibbs and Redmond right there in the mix. Carlson, Pinner out there as well. Everybody coming down. Oh man, Gibbs down in the one spot. Snuck around Big John. Here comes Big John charging back. Gibbs in the one. Pringle hot on his heels in the two.
Go Dawson!
Three, keeping up, doing a good job. Carlson back there in the four. Well, this is quite a mix of ages and skill levels. This is
it's windy out. It's blowing them all over the place.
Need a couple of more teenagers and these guys will get a little bit better shape. Down into the last turn, Gibbs, Pringle side by side down the rhythm section. The steamroller coming. It's a big freight train coming to the finish line.
After he was done racing, he was just on the track practicing and he was coming fast into the second berm and his front tire blew out. And he couldn't make the turn, went over the berm and just tumbled off the backside, hit a fence. He was totally fine. He had all his pads on, so he was laughing about it. But it's fun watching him race BMX. It's bringing back all kind of memories. He took a break from it and he's getting back into it. So, but he's still mountain biking. I'm back on the bike. I mentioned that I took 15 days off the bike to rest my back and to just kind of get a break, and it had its intended results. My back is definitely feeling better. It's not 100% yet. When this is all over and done with and I'm pain-free, completely pain-free, I'm going to make a whole video about all the things that I'm doing to take care of my back. There's a lot that I'm doing, but it's working. So I started this week. I started on Monday. The first day back on the bike, like, I felt really good. I pushed it pretty hard on the mountain bike. I can't ride slow. I love riding fast. So I pushed it pretty good on a Monday. On Tuesday, my legs were done. I hiked Saturday in California, pretty, up and down, steep stuff. And then I started doing squats about a week and a half ago now. I said I wasn't going to do squats because I felt like it kind of aggravated my IT band, but squats are so good. When I say squats, what I do is I hold a dumbbell in each hand and squat down. So I'd hold 45, 50 pounds in each hand. So it's not like intense squats where I've got, 400 pounds in a bar. But I'm doing like high reps, so maybe 20 to 25 reps. But it's so good for my hips, my back, my quads, my glutes. It's just a really good all-around exercise. But on Tuesday, I couldn't go. I think it was the hike, the starting the squats, getting back on the bike. But now I'm starting to feel better. Yesterday was Saturday and I did like over 3 hours on the bike, on the mountain bike, and felt really good. Like I said, back's better, I'm feeling good. So it had the intended results of helping me feel refreshed. And by the way, I love being in the woods on a mountain bike. When you take a break and you get back there, you just realize how much you love it. I like gravel riding and I will always gravel ride because of the consistency and the convenience, but I am a mountain biker at heart and it felt so good to get back in the woods and ride my bike. Shave my legs. I mentioned a year or so ago when I talked about should mountain bikers shave their legs. The only reason I do it is because I have a lot less ticks and chigger bites on my legs when I shave, which we have a lot of. I was in California last week and I pulled a tick out of my armpit. Hadn't been in the woods for a few days, but I hadn't shaved my legs. I don't know if it came from like my dog in the house or something, but I don't mess around with ticks, man. Chiggers just make you miserable for a week. Ticks, Lyme disease. Don't mess around with Lyme disease. Talk to a guy who's had it, and it is not something I ever want to get. So I go through the hassle of shaving my legs. I don't mind the look of it anymore. I only do it like once a week, but I get a lot less chiggers and ticks on my body from doing that. Last week was a memorial ride for my friend Sean. 1 year ago was when he was hit on his road bike and did not survive. You guys, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I raised money, when I went to France. I was doing that to raise money for his son's college fund, and we raised $2,000. So I just want to high five to all of y'all out there who contributed, those who couldn't contribute, but your thoughts and prayers were with us during that time. Thank you. It's awesome to be able to use cycling to help someone. So we raised $2,000 for his son's college. So I made a vlog a few weeks ago when I got caught in that storm that was pretty serious. Look at that shadow on that mic. I'm going to move this over a little bit. The vlog that I made about getting caught in that storm, the sun has come out. It was raining earlier. We finished at the BMX track right before. We are going to have to do some on-set adjustment here. Oh, look at that. That's some different lighting. Here we go. So what was I saying? Storm damage. So the storm that I got caught in ended up doing some serious damage in my area. We have a little trail behind my office. It took down 3 huge oaks. The trail is only like 50 meters long. It took down 3 huge oaks. The trails where I ride were just devastated, but kudos to the trail crew at San Velasco who's gotten out there and just cleared it. I mean, everything's clear and rideable 3 weeks later. So just volunteer trail crews is what keeps us going. And there was a house near my office where an oak tree landed in the middle and just crushed it. So you can see in the picture there, not a big house, a little rectangular house, but the oak tree just completely crushed the middle of the house. So knowing the damage that was caused, I'm glad nothing happened to me on that ride. That was pretty serious, getting caught out. It was like 50 to 60 mile an hour winds and tornadoes touched down, and man. All right, a few things that are going on also. Garmin is sending me an Edge 830 to test. I'm stoked about that. So if you know, Garmin released the 530 and the 830 recently. The 830 and the 530 are really similar. The 830 has a touchscreen. So I'm getting the 830 to test, so thanks to Garmin for sending that to test on the channel. Almost finished with the Rip 9. In fact, I'm pretty much finished. I got to do some suspension setup. I've mentioned this in the first look video that I did, but I had some issues with the little 90-degree adapter. So you'll see in the video, the shock is kind of hard to reach, so they include a toe peak adapter, but I could not get it to work with my Fox digital shock pump yesterday. Just no air was coming through. I don't know if it's the way the head twists on. So yesterday was kind of a bonding moment with my son. I had a company send me a lower price work stand that I'm testing, that I'll be reviewing for those people who don't want to fork out bucks for a high-end park stand. So I had my bike in a stand, Dawson's bike was in a stand, and we're out there working on bikes together, and it was such a cool bonding moment. But then it went south as far as the maintenance problem. I had so many maintenance problems yesterday working on a bike. So Dawson replaced his SLX rear derailleur on his mountain bike. The boy is beating the crap out of his giant Trance. I mean, he is riding that thing, jumping it, but he is breaking parts. Mangled his rear derailleur. So replaced the rear derailleur and the hanger. I could not get that derailleur to shift to the granny gear. I've been working on derailleurs for 20 years. Limit screw, B screw, cable tension, replacing the derailleur hanger. I seriously can't figure it out. I've never had this problem. I was so frustrated. I worked on it for like an hour and couldn't get it. So I don't know if he maybe bent something in the frame. I don't know. And then I was having a hard time getting the brakes centered on the Rip 9 on the front. The SRAM rotors, to me, every SRAM rotor I've used has a little wobble in it. And I just could not get those brakes perfectly centered, even with the Bursman brake centering tool. So I was frustrated about that. And then the 90-degree adapter, I could not get to work. I couldn't adjust the suspension on the Rip 9. Now, I ended up, because the shock was pressured higher than I needed it to be, I was able to let some air out to get the sag where I needed it, but just not being able to get that adapter to work, just little things were happening like that yesterday. And then, Dawson's tire blowing out today on the BMX track. Just, cycling, it seems like you don't have any maintenance problems for a long time, and then all of a sudden, like, just 3 or 4 things happen. You just got to be patient, man. For a split second yesterday, I consider taking up running instead of cycling, and then I came to my senses. So anyway, that's it for today's vlog. Just things going on with me, with the channel. again, super stoked to be back on the bike and really stoked to get out on that Rip 9 in the next week or so, I hope. Got a trip coming up. I mentioned that in the first look at the bike. I got a trip coming up to Pisgah. So I'm going to get some really cool video of the Rip 9 riding up in North Carolina, DuPont, Pisgah, those kind of areas. Hopefully it's going to work out in about 3 weeks. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.